I love too when you're talking about the nerdy aspects of rap and when kind of nerdier rap started to become more of a thing with people. Like, I would love to hear like your thoughts on how your nerdiness can influence your music.
For me, nerdy is not just a loving Marvel or type of movies. It's nerdiness, as I've heard Tyler Creator say, and you just love, you're passionate about something.
Yep.
So I can nerd out about hip hop and lyrics all day long. That's why I listen to podcasts and I watch YouTubes and reactions, and everything, because I nerd out and love the rap aspect and the lyrics and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I can talk about Kendrick Lamar's whole discography. I can nerd about that all day long and I have a blast. But if I see someone that's passionate about what they love and they can talk about it, I
Right.
love
Yeah.
that for them.
Good to
And I
see you,
love
twin.
that I
For
can
those
see
just
the passion
listening,
that they have.
Big Kev and I look just exactly the same.
100%.
Yes, we are identical twins, well known to be identical twins. People can't tell us apart when they see us hanging out. So if you saw us right now, you would only know the difference by looking at the rooms. So he has a big Marvel sign behind him. If you were able to see us, but we're probably not going to have a video portion of this. But if we did, that would be the distinguishing factor, and that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, last concert, my mother came to see me because she said that I'm an only child, but when she saw him, it was just like a spitting image in the mirror. She almost was just so shocked and told my dad about it. And last family, we talked about it all. So I know it's audio form, but truly is uncanny.
Yes.
So the twinship that we have together.
Yeah. Yeah. No, people, I have friends who've known me for years who will come up to me after a Big Kev performance or come up to Big Kev after my performance and say, great job to the wrong person. Like that's how intense it is.
Yeah, it's very intense.
Yeah. Yes. So, um, yeah. Okay, dude, how's your day going, bro?
My day is going great. I'm above ground. I'm doing great. How you doing, my man?
Doing good, bro. Doing good as well, man. Just, freaking getting it done. Wednesdays are always my busy day because I have the Discovery Showcase and then Hip Hop Happy Hour right after. So I'm prepping because I know that in the night I'm just gonna be like fully engaged mentally, physically, everything. So I try to like keep the Wednesdays pretty chill.
Right. I totally saying the calm for the madness. I
Yes,
get it.
the calm before the madness, indeed.
Bingo.
Exactly. So, yeah, I wanted to talk to you about your music, what you've been doing,
Mhm.
a little about the song we were putting out together, but mainly about the dope stuff you work on. So you've got a new thing in the works, right? Like, is it because you were working on a mixtape before? Is this the mixtape or is this the album's going to come before the mixtape?
Right. So I'm actually working on two projects
Okay.
concurrently. So the first project, like I said, was a mixtape. It was called Lyrical Exercise. It was just straight rhymes, like a No Ceilings or Lil Wayne mixtape, me just rapping. But the main focus has been Big Kev Special, which
Okay.
is a variety special album, which I just put out the first single, Hearts of the Sky, with the incredible Lisi, worked on the
Right.
song together. And that's been getting some good response. So yeah, so looking to try and put the project out by end of the year, putting the project out.
Oh, sick. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm the same way with Attack of the Flow. Trying to put it. I'm probably gonna have it out in fall because it's done. Like I
Mm,
just need the art, and then I'm gonna do podcast interviews with everybody to be able to put it out.
right.
So yeah, so that one's like basically in the works. I've gotten on the mixtape as well, but Big Kev special. Then we can expect by the end of the year. Are the tracks done, or are you still finishing a few tracks?
Finishing a few tracks right now. The features pretty much are done. I have a couple people might want to reach out, finalize everything. As you know, creative, you constantly get new ideas in your head. But I have a base structure of how I want the album to lay out from beginning to end.
Okay.
That is in my head. But now just filling those pieces in. Of course, if anything comes up late, but I want to start recording so that we can start mixing and then shooting videos and then roll out the album.
Love it. Love it. That'll be super cool. Are you gonna do? Because I love how in Tall Tales you had little narrations at points, and I love
Mhm.
that like when you do a live show, you have a lot of. It's almost like you're narrating the show as it goes. You're really introducing the songs and playing it out. Is there going to be a lot of narration going on in this album as well?
So with Tall Tales, that is my coming out because one of my favorite artists is Big, and he told
Yeah.
incredible stories in his songs. So I'm thinking of if they don't know who Big Kev is, Tall Tales is the introduction of me as a person and as an artist. So I'm telling a weaving a story.
Right.
In this one, it'll be a loose story of a night special, but it's inspired primarily by Saturday Night Live because it's such a variety sketch.
Okay.
So if I listen to a song, I necessarily don't have to follow the narrative. I can just come in and listen to a song and it's just its own thing. Now there's a loose thread that goes through the songs, but it'll just be if I just listen to one song, I have to worry about listening to the previous song like in Talk Tales where it was all a narrative talking about in my dream, tales to talking to me and my child and going through that. So this is
Right.
more of a loose thread narrative that will be happening in this album.
Okay. So it's more of a loose thread. It's almost like an album with the backdrop of this is a show that's going on. The
Correct.
story is that there's a show going on, and the little things are happening in the show. So there might be like a skit here and there of what's going, like a sketch of what's going on in the show, and then it'll lead into the
Mm-hmm.
song type of thing.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Because I want this, because truly I want this to be not just a narrative, more just a, because I really worked on through help from many people as far as inspiration by you, from the homie Half Centric, on really writing songs. So you'll hear this
Mm.
album, it's more of a better song composition, better recording, more better mix, everything. I would
Good.
like to if you listen to Tall Tales, you hear this album and you hear, oh, there's an improvement on everything in the artistry from top to bottom in
Yeah.
this album.
I'm excited to hear that because I personally love your music. I think you do such a great job. And I think you're an excellent rapper and you're a real musician when it comes to how you use the words in the songs and how you change things live. It's really always inspired. But the one problem I had with Tall Tales was that the mixing made it hard to hear your vocals all the time. And so I'm
Right.
excited that the mixing is going to improve on this next project.
Right. And that was and to be frank, when I was putting that album, I think that the creativity was there. It wasn't just the actual artistry or the production was not there. Not just the music, but also just I felt a rush to put it out because I had such a great idea that
Right.
I just let things go through because I just want to put it out
Yes.
because the ideas were there. But now I'm taking my time, make sure I'm doing the right audio thing. So
Mm-hmm.
like the first single, the first proven feedback I had was I can clearly hear you. I can clearly hear Lisi doing her vocals, everything in the background. That to me was the biggest compliment because now I know I'm going the right direction with this album.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's great because I feel like Tall Tales as an experience for me is a wonderful experience in a live setting. Like when you do Tall
Yeah.
Tales live, because we put that one show together like in the last September, no, last October. When was it? Somewhere around then. We did a show together, and you did basically all of Tall Tales, like the majority of it, not all of it, all of it.
Right.
Uh, and it was awesome because it was this great experience where you could actually like hear the voice, hear like everything well mixed together, and it was just a really really fun experience. And so I'm excited to see what you do with Big Kev Special, both in terms of what you do on the album and then also what you do in creating a cool live experience because it sounds like something that really lends itself to having a fun live experience.
Yeah, that's because as humans, the most precious resource we have is time.
Totally.
Time, because time is something we can't get back. We can get money, we can get things, but we can't get back time. So if you're spending time to listen to my music, if you're spending time to come out of your busy schedule to come see me in the show, I want to match or even improve upon the experience you get from listening to the album to
Mm.
getting that live experience. So that way, when you come out, it doesn't feel like a waste of time that you're really enveloped in the artistry and what the world I'm trying to create with that. And that's why Big Kev Special, I wanted to go more of a live element with more instrumentation, more of a song composition. And then I'm already projecting what I'm thinking about for the live show when I perform it, because it's going to be more of a different setting that I've done with Tall Tales. So just keeping things different, but also consistency in the approach towards authentic artistry.
Love it. I'm very excited for that. Yeah. And then is the mixtape going to come out after Big Kev Special then?
I think right now I've been really, because I've recorded both for both recently, but I've realized that if I really want to get what I want out of the album, I need to focus on that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put that out, and then the few mixtape records I record, put a few together, and put that out after that because I want to
Right.
roll this out. Because in rap, it is competition. So of course, you want to put the mixtape out, but I just, for my brain, want to focus on the album,
Right.
and then if things work on the background, but focus on that first, and then whenever I want, I can put out the mixtape.
Right.
And
Right.
put that out.
Because the true creative inspiration that you're feeling right now is in regards to the album. Like you have all the excitement and inspiration with the album right now as like what's really getting you excited.
Yeah, and even before this recording, I was already working on another song that I'm working on. So I know that that's the main focus, and the fact that, to be frank, with the new single, the feedback that I've gotten shows me putting in the right direction. So that validates, okay, I was focusing on one thing, one album, put that song out, and it got the feedback. So now I know I'm on the right path. So focusing on Big Festival.
Love it. Love it. I love it, that too. I feel there was a time pretty early when I started releasing music where I was doing kind of a song a week for a while. And the thing I
Mm-hmm.
loved about it is how quickly I could get feedback and then adjust because I was constantly making new songs every single week and like starting from scratch and making something completely ground up. And it helped, like when you get that constant feedback, you can say, oh, okay, I know what I liked, what I didn't like, what's going well, and where I'm heading in the right direction so that you can
Mm-hmm.
change it going forward. It is really fun. I totally agree with you that feedback is
Yeah,
so helpful.
it's so feedback. And actually, so Russ, an artist, did a thing where he released a song every week for years. He released a song. And like I said, he got that feedback and he had that catalog. So when someone discovered him new, he has so many songs that song a week, as a new listener, I can go all the way back and listen to the back catalog. So that is back my mind of, if someone listens to Big Cat Special for the first time, they'll be able to go to the Tall Tales and of course see the growth from that to this,
Right.
and then hopefully live experience, see, okay, there's a difference in a journey
Right.
going to where we are now.
Right. Because they have that back catalog to rely on.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a really cool way to do it. Yeah. Yeah. Very fun. So what got you, because you say, why is the name, you said BIG was a,
Inspiration in terms of stories.
Notorious B.I.G. was a huge inspiration for you. What other type of music did you grow up on?
So hip hop was huge in my home. My first musical memory was come from Detroit, Michigan, and listening to Notorious B.I.G. on my family's porch on an old boombox. That's one of my first musical memories. But of course, it was a variety of R&B to Ricky Martin
Love
to
it.
jazz. My dad was huge into jazz, and that's why a lot of our music is based in jazz because it was the jazz element my father instilled in me. And musical artists such as Tribe Called Quest is huge in my life.
Yeah.
I discovered jazz because of Tribe Called Quest and what the music they sampled. So I discovered a whole new genre because of them and my father, to Lupe Fiasco's, and just it felt like when I was a kid, 2003, 2004, it was 50 Cent. It was a lot of gangster rap that was great, but I couldn't identify with that because I wasn't that persona. So a guy like Lupe Fiasco comes in with me, a black person with glasses, that his first album cover has a Nintendo DS and talks about nerdy stuff. And that was, I can identify with that, and the lyrical dexterity, lyrical prowess that he had was incredible. So just so many influences that I've had up until now, and then up until my start of my journey. So I didn't start rapping until I was 18. So last year, senior high school, I heard Jazzy Jeff had a song on his album that I loved, and it was Touching With Your Hands. And I remember to this day, 2 days to find an instrumental version of this song I liked. And I rapped and I immediately fell in love that quick. So my first rap name, so my middle name is Julius. And my friend said, oh, you should be Jay Caesar because your middle name is Julius because you're going to be the king of this rap thing. So that was my rap name up into in college. And so I met a guy called Armani while I was at Chapman, who was a huge inspiration, mentor, and he helped me just cultivate my music because I was really raw and figuring things out just as an artist in general. Because I had a very structured A B C D rhyme scheme. ABC, it was just simple rhyme scheme
Hmm.
up until that point. But I learned a lot from him. We recorded music together. And then I even opened up at a concert in my school for Mike Jones. Me and my friend Chrissy opened up a concert for him. So having that was my first live experience along with a couple of the concerts. And that's where I really in love with the live inspiration of getting that live feedback. Now, of course, I'm shy, but I also love performing the songs that I also clears live to people. And so senior year, college, I was recording some more. A friend of mine said he had a connection with a major recording studio, wants me to submit a demo. But to be frank, I got cold feet
Mm.
because in my anxiety, it was the projection, the future telling, my therapist says, the future telling of, I'm predicting the future of what the exec will say when I put on my music to him or her. So therefore, because of that fear, I just stopped recording for a decade plus. I didn't record anything, didn't write anything. I always had these ideas. It felt as if I had this nagging bug in my head of ideas, but I was like, nope, I got a career. I have to focus on that. But up until 2 years ago, it was something maybe with the pandemic. I just really learned from the pandemic that time again is a valuable resource. So you know what? Let me just do it. So I went to Google, looked for an open mic, and I found Campfire Open Mic,
Yep.
which was an open, inclusive open mic, which I met a lot of my friends, Mello, who I created Culture Flow with, a lot of great people. And I remember the first time I was so nervous because again, I haven't performed and I did a couple of songs, but it's like riding a bike. You feel like you're doing rough. And compared to where I am now, it was so much better, but I haven't done it in 10 plus years.
Right.
And I remember I was nervous. So I come up and I plug my phone in and I'm ready to do the song. And the beat plays and everyone's like really enjoying it. But then it stops. Like my iPhone had a phone call coming. So it stopped. But everyone said, oh my God, no, 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 let's listen to it. And then once I did it again, I was nervous. Everyone was loving it. And that's where it just clicked. Uh,
Mm.
I got that down. And then doing the open mics, I met you, a great person, everybody else, and I got back my footing and the love back of making music. So I've been so blessed and fortunate to realize that you have to take the opportunity when you can, and you have to trust yourself in what you want to do, and only control the controllables. So okay, you put music out. There could be a chance people don't like it. There could be a chance it can. There's so many factors of what could be. But what I control as an artist is the time I spend, the amount of work that I put into my music, the thought I make into the music, the live shows that I put out, all the things, creating a concert with Mello, doing all that. That's what I can put out into the world, and that's what I can control. And once I've really focused on that, that's where the journeys are really fulfilling as an artist.
Yeah. As you kind of release the fears and anxiety and pay really close attention to just the technicality and the creativity and the fun of making it, the experience improves.
Oh, and it's like well, I played basketball my life. You just have to put the work in. Like for yourself, you were recording a song a week. You're working in creativity. For me, it's I try to do this thing that J. Cole couple artists do, which is don't overthink stuff. So in an hour, I will write a song. I
Yes.
just no matter how it sounds, I will just write it and then I would just record it. And that helps you get your sea legs back, and that just helps really focus on the creativity. So the last song I just wrote, I said, just write it and then focus on an hour. And then the next day or two, okay, let's touch up a few things. Let's do this. Let's listen to it again. Let's do it again. And then I record it. Okay, you know what? Let's add a couple of things here or there because creativity is always evolving. That's where that work comes in. And then that's where I've noticed myself, if you probably noticed, the difference in the growth in my artistry from project to project.
Yeah. I've definitely noticed your growth as someone that's kind of just from an outside perspective. I think the talent was always there, like you've always been a really talented artist from my perspective. And it makes more sense now understanding that you started, 10 plus years ago, and that you were just kind of getting back into that flow and then getting to that point again and then improving upon it. So when I saw you, I was like, oh, this is like a fully formed, very talented individual. But I've definitely seen that as you've gone, you keep getting better and you keep improving. Your performances keep getting better. You command the stage better each time, which is really fun to watch.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that you said that and noticed that because that's what I hope I'm doing. And the great part is there's so much more that I can improve upon. That's the great thing is that I've made the improvements, but I know there's so much more I can do. As in, I watch a person like Jay Swole, who's really close with the audience when he performs, and it's an intimate thing. I've noticed
Totally.
that when I perform, I stay more on the stage, which I'm interactive, but not that close, intimate connection. That's something that I can work on in the future or other
Mm.
things. But I have artists that in the Vegas community that I can learn from and that I can improve upon that in the future. So that's what's exciting for me is that the journey and the process is what I love because the end result will come. But if you fall in love with the process and rehearsing and giving a crap about your artistry, it's
Yeah,
going to show because you and I, as artists, we know when someone is not putting in that work in versus somebody that clearly loves what they're doing and is putting in the work for the performance, the art, everything.
totally. Totally. It is evident and you see it evolve and you see yeah, like you said, you see that love for it in some people as they really put the time and the effort and the energy into creating something new and into understanding performance, understanding recording, like understanding each part of it to get better.
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I think I love what you said about the community too because I feel like I've heard some people like hate on the Vegas community, like the artistic community, but I feel like they're totally wrong and I think that the community is so incredibly friendly and like
Mm-hmm.
non-competitive, especially in the hip hop sphere. It's super collaborative and super just loving and kind. And I think one thing I saw that you did that exemplified it is that freestyle or thing you did at the Culture Flow, where you just talked about each of the artists and you were kind of like doing a battle rap, but instead of battling, you were just being really, really friendly to everyone and
Mm-hmm.
encouraging. And I thought, when I saw it, I was like, this is so cool. This is an amazing thing. Very well written and very well done. And the second thing I thought is, wow, this really exemplifies, I feel like, what we're trying to go for in this community, where it's very much about we love each other, we want the best for each other. We want all ships to float here, you know?
Yeah, of course. Uh, that inspiration, it was just gratitude. It
Mm,
was because I've learned that in this journey, I have not done it alone. I've had, like I said, starting with the campfire open mic to people like you who give and open so many doors, opportunities for people, to a person like Mello, who's one of my true friends who we created Culture Flow together, to a Margaret, Half Centric, Jay Swole,
yeah,
500 Drum, Larry Coleman, who put me on the show. It's just the ladies community is a friendly because we want each other to win. Like I'm happy when people like you and everybody do great because that's only going to open doors for somebody else in the Vegas community to do better than that. Now, will I acknowledge that in rap, in that when it first started was a competition? Yes, but there's not competition detrimental to somebody else.
totally.
It may be I'm on a song with someone, they do a verse, I might say, I can do better because
Yeah,
I can know I can do better because this person is bringing this type of energy to the track. That's friendly competition.
it's
It
great
doesn't have to
competition.
be I have to crap on you or take away something from you to make me feel better because there's plenty of room for everybody in that aspect. And I think in Vegas, if I learned the past 2 years, it's a very open community that just fosters creativity, communication, and inclusivity, which is a huge thing about inclusivity because there's no outward discrimination that I
Totally.
have seen. It's more of a because I've learned so much from other people and how I've interacted in the artist community that have made me a better person. Just opened my eyes and so much.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. I feel like, for example, like myself as someone who's straight edge and like doesn't mess with like any drugs or stuff like that, I
Mhm.
feel just as comfortable doing a hip hop show as I feel doing any other type of show in Vegas. Like, I feel like people are just as cool with who I am as a person as they would be with anyone else. And like, I've encouraged trans friends to get more into hip hop because I'm just like, no, the community will accept you. Like, you think it's
Yeah,
like these like tough guys and stuff, but they all have like the biggest hearts. They're a bunch of teddy bears. You come in however you are, and they're just going to love you. As long as you're good, as long as you care about the word, as long as you care about putting out good work, everyone will love you.
that's the work is all that matters. And for me, a simple thing for me is not just saying ladies, gentlemen, it's saying ladies, gentlemen, they and there, they and
Yeah,
them.
love it.
So the first words in my project Big As Special, I say ladies and gentlemen, they and them. That is a growth of me as a person because I just been around so many great artists that do not follow gender constructs. I
Totally.
would have known that 2, 3 years ago. I was living my own bubble, living in what I know, rap, that's it. But with Campfire, everybody else is like, oh no, there's a whole new world that I'm still learning, still understanding, and that I want to show that. And that's why that, again, is the growth you see in each project because I'm still learning from just great people. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, and learning to just like love and respect everyone who like comes into your path. That's so cool. I yeah, I love that that's how you're starting it just because I feel like that's a group that might feel a little like persecuted against in certain communities. So being super inclusive is awesome. I love that. That's dope.
Yeah, and personally, it's not a hard thing to do. If you like the person, they're a cool person, they're a cool person, and then respect who they identify or not, and respect that. It's a very simple thing. If you can memorize a 25-minute album, you can remember someone's preferred gender identification or not.
Totally. Totally. And if they like are getting a new name because you can learn their new name, it's fine. Like just do it. You know, it's not
But
that big a deal. If you love them, it's easy.
if you love them, it's easy. And as humans, we literally learn new things every day. So if you care, just learn something new every day. Okay, that's what you're going to identify your name, like you said. Cool. That's it. It's a very simple concept.
Yeah. I love that. I love too when you were talking about like the nerdy, just going back a little bit, when you were talking about the nerdy aspects of rap and when kind of nerdier rap started to become more of a thing with people like, you know, Lupe Fiasco, Tribe Called Quest, even Kanye to a degree, right? With
Mhm.
coming in with a pink polo and backpack, like that's
Oh my
not
gosh.
that's revolutionary, right?
All right.
Uh, I would love to hear like your thoughts on how your nerdiness can influence your music.
For me, nerdy is not just a loving Marvel or type of movies. It's nerdiness, as I've heard Tyler Creator say, and you just love, you're passionate about something. I
Mm,
remember he had mentioned that he had a friend of his who was passionate about furniture. Like they can nerd out about furniture and where it comes from. Like that's to me, and I've learned that's nerding out.
yeah,
So I can nerd out about hip hop and lyrics all day long. That's why I listen to podcasts and I watch YouTubes and reactions, and everything, because I nerd out and love the rap aspect and the lyrics and everything.
hmm
I can talk about um, Kendrick Lamar's whole discography. I can nerd about that all day long, and I have a blast. But if I see someone that's passionate about what they love and they can talk about it, I love that for them. And I love that I can see the passion that they have. Because with hip hop, you got to understand, it's only what, 50 plus years old
super
as an
young
art.
genre.
It's still a young, and we're still discovering new things about the culture every day, which is crazy to see. So if you can't nerd out about it and in this art, if you can't nerd about what you love, then we're gonna see it, and you're not gonna get the results that you think you're gonna get out of it. Because I've seen people that just think the culture is a commodity, which is I'm gonna come in, get what I want, and just get out. It doesn't, it doesn't work that way.
Right.
You have to put in the work. You have to care. You have to research. You have to learn. You have to understand a Rock Kim. You have to understand a Sugar Hill Gang. You have to understand the locks. You have to understand everything about it to figure out what works for you. Otherwise, you're just someone that's going to be here in 4 or 5 years.
Right. Right,
and be
right.
done.
You're someone that's just a flash in the pan if you don't put in the care for the history of it, you know?
Yeah, and now you can be a great flash in the pan. You can make a big noise. You can make a big flame, and we can enjoy your music. But there's a reason why a Jay-Z. There's a reason why these artists stay in for so long because they give a crap. It's That's it. They give a crap.
Totally. Totally. Yeah, and I feel like the ones that you see really doing well even now, like even the up and coming, the ones who have the most staying power as they're coming up are the people who are most respectful to the art form too, you know?
And it's that simple. It's a simple thing, as in, if you're putting out a song about a certain topic, maybe you do research on it before you go out about it. Like in the last album, I made a song based off a therapy session I had. I
Right.
did the research and being in therapy and really learning about myself before I put it out, talking about my anxiety. I could not make that song if I didn't go through therapy. Yeah, I couldn't. And I have to respect
100%.
anybody who goes through mental health struggles and everything. I have to come into that. I can't make a song about someone else's struggle if I don't respect it or get their opinion on it in regards to it. So research, 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 and respect are two R's that will make have they go a long way in any form of life.
Yeah. I like that. The dual things of research and respect. That's super cool. That just gets me like thinking about the works of art that I love the best are the
Mm-hmm.
ones that where the person has a really deep understanding. So there's like a fantasy book series I really like called the Greenbone Saga,
Mm-hmm.
and one thing that makes it great is all of the business politics in it are incredibly written, and all of the like fighting scenes are really well done. So I was researching the author, and I realized that they'd worked as an executive at Nike for the past like 10 years before they started
Oh
doing this.
wow.
So they understand business politics better than anyone can,
Right.
you know? And then they'd also been practicing martial arts since they were like 5 or whatever, you know? So they understand how to explain martial arts better than someone who's just kind of getting into it a little bit and just wants to write and has never actually fought someone or never, you know, been in a ring versus someone who's spent an entire lifetime practicing a martial art and really trying to understand it. There's just a different level of understanding. There's a different level of research there that makes it self-evident in the writing.
Yeah. And the fact that you're saying that, like that to me is a fantastic story of someone who has something, but they want to pursue truly their passion. And
Right.
I guarantee you, they're probably just the fact they did it was fulfilling.
Totally. Totally.
That
Just
that
the act itself is fulfilling, and then the fact that they're considered one of the greatest authors of all time now is just icing on the cake because they got to make something they loved.
oh,
Right.
I mean, you understand me. Like I said, when I put out Tall Tales, you have to understand with any artist, you have an idea
Yeah.
and you've created songs based off of the idea, and now they're out there in the world. I remember that day when I went through and submitted my album for release and streaming, and I went on my phone and I was on Spotify and I saw that my name was on my album with songs that I created on a streaming. I almost cried because that's all I wanted to put
Yeah.
my music out. It didn't matter to me if it streamed a bunch. It didn't matter if a lot of people listen to it. The fact that I have something that I created that I loved out to the world was the most greatest days I've ever had in my life. The cherry on top to me was, oh, I listened to it. Okay, I appreciate it. I do understand that. But I put the art out. I created it with production, with collaborators, everybody.
Right.
That was the most fulfilling to me, is that I just put the art out in the world. I was so fulfilled doing that. So I could probably understand where that guy was coming from. And he just put this book he probably wanted to do for years, and he finally put it out, and now he's happy that it's out. Like, oh
Right.
my God.
Right. Right. I think actually the author is a woman on that one, but
Okay, yeah,
irregardless, it's the same idea, right? You
yeah.
know, um, yeah, yeah, I love that. Uh, so what? so you really get into hip hop, really get into R&B. Are there any and jazz, any other musical forms? Like, have you gotten into rock at all, or like any other genres you get into or bands you get into?
So I'm a huge fan of Frank Sinatra
Oh,
and
cool.
the Rat Pack. So in college,
Love it.
their music was great and calmed me when I did my homework. And even to this day, I like listening to it. And so actually, if you listen to the Big Cat Special, my want you to vision is it's a old school, like back in the 50s Vegas backdrop where there's a huge
Love it.
band, there's a MC that is going to be a character in the story, and then it's me coming for a one night venue special that has the element. That's why the first song has instruments, because I want to believe that there is a instrumentation coming in, like the Rat Pack, and there's different songs that come in, and I'm speaking to the audience. So the Rat Pack, specifically Frank Sinatra, was an influence as well in
Mm,
the big band Grand Faracho experience, where it's a rap show in its core, but there's so many different things in the special, and that's why it's going to be more different themes that I will explore going into this album.
ooh, I love that. I love the idea too, because I feel like that's one part of jazz that hasn't been sampled as much in hip hop is kind of like the
Mm-hmm.
big band Rat Pack type stuff. I feel like that'd be so cool to sample more of that stuff in productions and in beats. That just sounds
Yeah,
awesome. It sounds like a cool experience.
right. And I'm looking forward because it's going to be some risk in what
Oh,
I'm doing, because I'm going to be doing a lot more variety in my voice and styles in this album,
cool.
but it will make sense once it comes out. But I really want to challenge myself and not just do the typical rap hook. Let's do like a song called Heart in the Sky, where I'm talking about the pursuit of love and it's more of a collaboration. Let's do something different there. I didn't do that in the last album.
Mm.
Okay, let's do a song which I'm written about anxiety and what anxiety feels like. Let's make a song about that. It's going to be challenging myself, but I think that will
Cool.
really show once I put out the album of risking myself. So that way, if you're coming in, you're saying he's doing something different, not just a typical format of what you might think of when you talk about a rap project.
I love that. I love exploring new formats and new directions as you're creating an album.
Mm-hmm.
It's very cool. So, okay, something that it's funny because when I sent you the song, I feel like it's not like perfectly in your wheelhouse like the beat is, but like the guitars and stuff are pretty different.
Mm-hmm.
What was your approach like for the song we have together, Don't Wait?
So first, so the story is you say, "Hey Kevin, I got you a song. Let me send it to you." So you send it to me, and I heard what I believe is you're having a song, which is talking about someone who was a killer, but basically saying that I've done these things, but please don't sympathize for what I've done. I'm just giving you a perspective of why or what was my mindset.
Right.
And so I thought about people that I know of, or just in general of, we understand crime is crime, but speaking specifically as a Black person, there is unfortunately a system that is built in a cycle of you're trying to do something great, but then there's a system in place to put you down and to make you feel inadequate. And simply, okay,
Absolutely.
what is it like as a Black person? So in the song, I talk about someone who is committing these crimes, but is saying that the insulin for her grandmother, I can't afford it. And unfortunately, drug companies have a huge markup on drugs. So if you don't have insurance, you can't afford the drugs. So, okay, I have lack of education, so I can't do a great job, so I can't afford it. I can't ask for different help from the government because that's taken down. What do I do in this situation? Now, is that the right thing? No. But the understanding of where they come from in the scenario might give you not better sympathy, but understanding of where they're coming from. And
Yeah.
maybe understanding that we can't have someone, if we make drugs more affordable, we can make it to where in that situation where maybe they have to be in that situation. They don't have to do that because now they can actually afford the drugs.
Yeah, I really liked the perspective that you added on the song in terms of motivation, like you were saying, because like my verse establishes, okay, this guy's a killer and he's not exactly happy about what he's done. He's kind of He feels that there's not forgiveness for him. They're kind of in more of a destitute situation. And then you take it to this whole new level of, okay, like, yeah, he did it. He regrets it. He hates it. Here's the systemic pressures that are making people murder and do bad things like this. And I love that.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's what you kind of led with your part of the song that you mentioned. And I just want to make sure I kept that narrative throughout my verse and what I contributed to the song, because I love the song. I love the concept of it. And
Yeah.
hopefully when someone listens to it, they understand which point you just mentioned is that there's not, I don't want to say pity, but a sense of understanding of where people can be coming from when things like this happen. And maybe there are potential avenues to rectify the core reason why those things are happening.
Yeah, exactly. I also think it's funny that we joke around a ton when we get together. We're very silly and we have very similar, I would say, senses of humor in terms of our silliness. I think it's fun that we made a song that's so intense and like deep and dark.
Yeah.
So we like get on stage together and we're just like cracking up, making jokes, and then it's like, here's the darkest song you've ever heard. I think it's just such a
the line before is we're like look at each other, like there was a moment we looked at each other, we're like, oh, we're really here. Like we're just doing like, because before the set it was like, oh, it's go lucky, but then we just look at each other, we're like, all right, well, we're here. We're talking about this dark stuff. Yeah, the song is serious, but we're not serious people.
Right. We're the least serious people, and I mean the subject matter is very serious and things are serious. And also, I mean, part of the reason I have it, and you're gonna see this with the album title of the next album, but the next album's called Attack of the Flows, the album that this song is off of. So, and if I had to rename the first one, I would call it The Phantom Flow.
Ooh.
So I'm naming them all off of a specific franchise that has similar names. So this one to me was kind of like, there's parts where I try to be reflective of parts of that franchise. And this song specifically is off of the part after he kills an entire village and feels terrible about it. I wanted to reflect that moment in a song somewhat. And so that's also kind of like where that comes from.
A specific franchise, huh?
A specific franchise that would use words like attack of the in a second movie in a specific franchise.
Okay, got it. Yeah. Okay. Yes. I think I might know what you're talking about, but I'll do my research. See if I can figure out what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know it's hard to figure out from those two things, but you know.
Oh boy, I know it's gonna hurt my brain the whole rest of the day thinking about which one are you referencing.
It's really funny because I've told some people the name of the next album. I'm like, oh yeah, it's gonna be called Attack of the Flows, and they're like, ooh, like, and they start like saying like it sounds like this, and this, and it just goes over their head. 90% of the time, they don't know what I'm talking about.
And like, so you don't know if you should be offended or you should be proud that they don't know.
I'm like, okay, I guess I'm a little bit sneaky, but I don't feel sneaky.
No, it's sneaky, but it's very obvious to people who know. It's like it's a very wide inspiration. This is what I'm going off of.
Yeah. And then I plan on putting out, because I don't know, when I was a kid, watching that franchise and then seeing, because they put out like a short animated series in between the second and third movies in the franchise that was done by the guy who made Samurai Jack. I don't know if you ever saw that series.
Of course, yes.
Okay, great. So I'm going to make a mixtape in between my second and third album that is based on remixes of anime songs, but making them hip-hop.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Just putting out here in the podcast universe. Put me on the mixtape.
Oh yeah. I'm planning on doing it with Shikati, but we're gonna have a few other features on it because Shikati raps in Japanese, so it's just
We've done a couple of cons together. That's my guy. Oh yeah,
I love Shikati. He's such a cool guy.
Yeah, he's cool, and the energy he brings on stage is
incredible.
Like you're talking about, it doesn't matter. It's a packed out show or one person. he brings the same energy every time I've seen him. So he respected that guy.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. I love Scotty. He's super nice. And I love that he's actually, because you were talking about learning from other people in the community, and I'd hear people talk about his performances and say, man, I love that he's smiling the entire time. And so I'm like, oh, I want to do that. I want to have like a huge smile on my face while I'm rapping. I think that's just such a great way to express the joy of the art.
And that's a great point. Just the joy.
Yeah.
The fact that he's expressing himself, and you can feel that no matter if you're the most cynical person in the world, you say, okay, I get he's happy. Yeah. And he puts it out. So yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Yeah, which I love. Cool. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about while we're here?
No, I said thank you for having me. Obviously, you've been a person that's been huge on musical journey. So props to you. Always my twin.
Yes. Always twins.
Yeah.
I really want to do an all Kevin show at some point.
See, now you're thinking.
Yeah. Where we just have people named Kevin on the show. And that's it.
I will move mountains to make sure we make that happen.
Yes. I just need to find a few other Kevins and we'll be good to go.
I think you have the Kevin that does the open mics. No, that does your shows. He does the instrumentation. What's his name?
Yeah, Kevin. It says Kevin the Jackalope is his performer name.
That's three there.
We've got 3 right now. We just need like.
I think if we get 2 solid, we got like the 5 like Voltron.
Yeah,
we have like the 5 Kevins, and it's a mega Kevin.
Yes.
Once it finishes, okay.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes. So we need to find 2 more music Kevins, and then we'll have all the Kevins, and we can do a big Kevin show. We can make like a Kevin song to end it out, where we all come together like Voltron and become one Kevin.
All right. So homework: you find the Kevin, I find the Kevin, and then follow up on this podcast, and then boom.
And then boom, and then we have a Kevin show. Yes,
I'm 1,000% in.
Yes, 100%. Yes, and if any of us blows up, then we can have a Kevin tour where we just do all Kevins in the tour.
And there's a street named Kevin, so we can have we can make like a stage and do a Kevin street with the Kevin stage
with the Kevin
for the Kevin tour.
Kevin tour.
Let's go.
Yes,
I can't wait.
Yes, that's in the works. In the works. Yep. So if you're a Kevin who does music and you are listening to this, hit us up. Yes. And also, segue, you can also hit me up at big.kev.music. Find me at big.kev.music. Find me on streaming platforms, Big Kev, Heart to the Sky out now with the incredible Lisi. Big Kev special coming by end of 2025. Love it. Thank you so much. It's been such a joy talking to you. Kevin, always a pleasure. If you need me, I'm always going to be there for you. You've been there for me. Thank you so much. Yes, I will continue being there as much as I can. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Sorry, bro.